Hey everybody, welcome to Monday! Yay! It's Monday! Yeah! And we got an old but new crew working in here, which is great. So we got some oldies but goodies back, couple mixes up because we're trying to get things back on track, and we're trying to make room for a special project that we're working on, and we're gonna get there. So in order to do that, I gotta get through some headlines. And get through today's episode. So here we go, starting with some headlines with our honest review of French's dill pickle mustard. My biggest question here is not why, which should have been a question, but it wasn't. I skipped right past that and said, does this mean we don't have to put the dill pickle on the burger anymore or the sandwich? Is this replacing the dill pickle? Is the dill pickle being replaced by mustard? Next up, we have entire home spotted floating across San Francisco Bay. Well, why not? I mean, that didn't fly very well, but why not? I mean, there's floating homes. They're on the water. They're on a floating device like a dock. Why not just go for a float every once in a while? It's not a house boat. It's a house dock. So hopefully they had a plan, though, of getting back. Typically, when it's a house built on a dock or pier, they're not meant to really float away. So hopefully they got it back. Next up, this is a question mark in some people's heads, whether this is real or not, but I'm going with real. Goonies sequel, Curse of What I Willie, is releasing in theaters in summer 2026. That's pretty dang exciting. Alana's not really sure. Alana, have you seen Goonies, the original one? Oh my gosh. Wow! Alana surprises me all the time, and I am blown away every time.
I don't know
why.
I
am really blown away that she has not seen Goonies. I mean, she's not seen a lot of things, but Goonies is like talked about so much. Many people love it, many people don't love it, but both sides talk about it a lot. How she's not seen this one, how this one has just missed her, I don't know. But we'll have to figure that one out. All right, it is Monday. We got to cruise into getting ourselves pumped up and ready for another fun-filled and exciting week. And we're going to do that starting with Hannah and some positive quotes.
Today is your opportunity to build the tomorrow you want.
Today is the opportunity to start building the tomorrow you want. Why? Because you can't go back to yesterday and change the decisions you made to make today or tomorrow better. But you can learn from the mistakes you made yesterday that you don't want to make. Don't make those again today. Make new choices that lead to what you want tomorrow to be or your future to be. Take those steps. Sitting in your chair and saying, I want to do that, and then continuing to sit in your chair and not do anything about it does not get you to that. You actually have to actively get out of your chair, go do things to get where you want to be. Otherwise, the next day you'll be sitting in your chair and say, why don't I have that? And the answer is, you never left your chair. You never did the things you needed to do. So do them. You can do them. You just have to choose to do them. And sometimes the doing them requires asking for help. Do not be ashamed about asking for help. It's super important. Everybody has to do it. I have to do it. Alana asked for help as to what movies she needs to see, and then she clearly defies me by not going and watching those great movies. All right, good job, Hannah. Thank you very much. Next up, we got to check out the weather because it was like warm last week. It got like super hot and then cooled right down again. So what's going to happen this week? And Connor has been doing a great job. So let's check in with Connor right here on what's the weather doing.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monday weather report. And as you can see, it's a nice beautiful day out here. So for this week, it's going to be in the 70s and 80s and mostly cloudy for some days.
All right, so very good. We know that the weather is typical weather for this time of year, but what we don't know is what typically is going on in this gentleman's head with Sea Dog Revelations. Sea dog, you do not think or have a single thought, sea dog.
Hey, broskies. Sea-Dog once received some great advice from a guy called Rocker Bob. And the guy didn't have great advice, but this time he did. He once told Sea-Dog, Sea-Dog, you should always reach for the stars. But if you do, please put on deodorant. I don't know what he's talking about. My odor smells like nachos. It's just fine. Rocker Bob doesn't know what he's talking about. So remember that. Reach for the stars. Just make sure you put on deodorant first.
Rocker Bob should be giving further advice to people.
Sea dog, where have you gone? Alright, very good. We know that he's reveling in his revelations of bewilderment of some kind or another. But we're going to move along to the question of the day, which is a good one right here.
If you could choose your superpower, what would it be and why?
I would choose time travel. Why? Just to go back in time and experience what it was like in that era.
I'd just be a god. I'd just be a god with omnipotent powers of unforeseen proportions of whatever. Basically, I'd be capable of making miracles happen, and yeah, just let me be a god, because chances are there are some things in the world that aren't right, there are some things that are wrong, and well, it's just, the powers are limitless.
Could you choose any superpower, what would it be? Oh, there's so many good ones. The time travel one was good. I do like that. Although you really don't, so confused. All the time travel movies confuse whether or not you're screwing something up if you go either direction, forward or backward. And so I don't know. It's a good one though. I like that. The God one, well, of course. It's like, if you rub a magic lamp and the genie comes out and they grant you 3 wishes, the wish everybody should make is, I want eternal wishes, right? But that's always the rule of the lamp. You don't get that. So what superpower? There's Ortho had a good one, which was to be invisible, so you could watch any movie you want. You could just walk into the movie theater. People think there's a ghost because the door opens, closes, and then they see the floating popcorn being eaten, because that would be me. I've never thought it would just be floating popcorn, a floating bag coming into the room, sitting down, and then the popcorn floating out of the bag constantly. And people would at first be creeped out, like, whoa, floating bag, floating popcorn. And then it'd be like, that ghost can eat a lot of popcorn. No ghost can eat that much popcorn. But they'll be surprised that I can eat that much popcorn. Yes, I gorge myself on the popcorn and typically feel pretty sick and sad afterwards, but delighted that I saw a movie at a movie theater. Look at how I just wildly digressed out of talking about a superpower, which I think would be cool to have the flying one. I think flying would be cool. You get to see a lot of cool things for free, right? A lot of places you don't get to go see because it costs a lot of money. Even taking a plane flight costs a lot of money. So just throw your luggage on your backpack, your bag, and your backpack, throw it on your back and go. Yeah, flying would be my superpower. There you go. Okay, now we're going to get some edumacation with Zach.
Did you know the filling inside Kit Kats are broken up Kit Kats? A way to recycle.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, that's great recycling right there. I mean, all the crumbles that break, the cookies that break, just mash it all up and stick them back in there, and you just constantly making. I would be curious to know how many, if they make 1,000 Kit Kats, they make obviously more than that, millions. But if they made 1,000 Kit Kats, how many of those? I'm sure that was really funny. I'm sure she's not laughing at me. She's laughing at something.
I'm sorry.
If you make 1,000 Kit Kats, how many of those Kit Kats are actually remade with that? Like if you took all that material that fell, how many Kit Kats would that make? That'd be interesting to see. So, all right, guys, that is Monday for you. Have a great Monday. We got a great, fun week scheduled. We got Barbecue Friday coming up on Friday the 19th. It's gonna be good. We got Earth Day coming up at the this coming weekend, so we gotta think about that recycling, like the Kit Kats. But otherwise, have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday, in the morning routine.